One summer night in 1947, amidst the quiet desert of New Mexico, an unidentified flying object crashed near the town of Roswell. That seemingly small event would go on to unveil one of the greatest mysteries in modern history. A mystery that not only sparked countless conspiracy theories, but also ignited humanity's endless curiosity about life beyond Earth. That is the Roswell UFO incident of 1947. Today, we'll travel back in time together, uncovering every page of classified files, every shocking testimony, and every forgotten detail, to delve deep into the case that might be the very first clue proving that we are not alone in the universe. The year was 1947. World War II had ended less than 2 years earlier. America was in the midst of a dramatic transformation. From a victorious nation, the United States had become the gatekeeper of the free world in a tense standoff with the Soviet Union. But at the same time, a strange phenomenon began to emerge across the globe. Unidentified flying objects in the skies from Washington, Oregon to Texas. Pilots, military personnel, and even civilians were all reporting sightings of flying saucers. The term flying saucer first appeared in the press in June 1947, just weeks before the Roswell incident. No one knew where they came from, and no one could explain what they were. A subtle wave of panic began to creep into every corner of America, and then Roswell happened. On July 8, 1947, the Roswell Army Airfield officially released a statement. They had recovered a flying disc that had crashed on a nearby ranch. The announcement immediately sent shockwaves across the United States. The first person to discover the strange object was a local rancher named Mac Brazel. He found a series of strange debris scattered across his field, shiny metallic fragments, lighter than aluminum, yet impossible to bend by hand. Some of the fragments appeared to have strange symbols etched onto them. They brought it back to the base and issued a new statement. The object that had crashed was nothing more than a weather balloon. The incident seemed to be closed. But then, the rumors began to surface. Year after year, witnesses began to come forward, recounting what they had seen or what they had heard from those directly involved. Some claimed they had seen small bodies, with large eyes and gray skin, allegedly recovered by the military along with the strange craft. Others recounted that the Roswell base was under unprecedented security during those days. Every operation was carried out under a shroud of secrecy. One of the most compelling accounts came from Glenn Dennis, a mortician working in Roswell at the time. He recalled receiving phone calls requesting small-sized coffins, and he claimed to have seen military doctors handling non-human bodies. Dennis also mentioned a close friend, a female nurse working at the base. She worked in the emergency care unit at the Roswell base. According to the account Glenn Dennis received directly from her in the days following the crash, she had seen the bodies of strange beings with her own eyes. Small, slender bodies, oversized heads, deep black eyes, and pale gray skin. Their height was said to be roughly equivalent to that of a 10-year-old child, around 1.2 meters. Both their hands and feet reportedly had 3 fingers, each with the ability to grasp and hold objects. completely unlike any creature known on Earth. The nurse, who remained anonymous out of fear for her safety, even sketched the shape of the bodies and quietly handed the drawing to Glenn before disappearing from Roswell. Some believed she was transferred, while others thought she was silenced to ensure her silence. As for Glenn Dennis, many years later, he continued to recount the story with the same details and genuine emotion, making it hard to believe it was fabricated. His consistency suggested that he was not deceiving anyone. Something truly did happen in Roswell that the government did not want us to know. But that wasn't all. In 2007, another event reignited the flames of the Roswell mystery. This time, it came in the form of a package sent to author Lawrence R. Spencer. According to Spencer, he received a thick envelope with no return address, along with a letter signed by someone named Matilda O'Donnell Masselroy. She was said to be the very same nurse mentioned in various UFO documents. In the letter, Mrs. Masselroy, then 83 years old and living in seclusion in Ireland, she claimed that she was the one who had personally interviewed the extraterrestrial being that survived the Roswell crash in 1947. She stated that for decades, she had kept secret her transcripts of spiritual conversations conducted through a form of telepathic communication. According to her, following the Roswell crash, one being had survived and was kept in a secluded, highly secured room. She was assigned as the sole point of contact with the being due to her ability to establish a mind-to-mind connection, a form of telepathic communication. In the documents, she revealed that the surviving being was named L and came from a species known as the Domain. It was a pilot controlling an extraterrestrial spacecraft. When Mrs. Masselroy asked about its body, L explained that this body was neither a robot nor a biological organism. Instead, it was a spiritual entity, a form of conscious life remotely activated and controlled. This could be understood as a kind of vessel, operated by her spirit like a physical avatar controlled by a conscious soul. Ale further explained that its skin could withstand extreme temperature variations, as well as the changing conditions of atmospheric pressure. Ale's eyes had extremely high visual acuity and could perceive electromagnetic wavelengths beyond the range of human vision. The thin, frail-looking body was actually the optimal form for space travel, and her body could function perfectly even when submerged in water. After Errol responded, Mrs. Masselroy would immediately speak to the typist beside her. A foreign language expert, who was leading the conversation, would then come in to assist and continue the dialogue with Elle. Elle also mentioned that it came from a place called the Domain, or the Sovereign Domain. The being gave a brief description of its home, saying it was a group of planets orbiting around various stars. The being gave a brief description of its home, stating that it was a group of planets orbiting stars located at the center of a vast star constellation. Elle also stated that, aside from the Sovereign Domain, there exist many other races and civilizations spread across the universe. And Elle confidently claimed that its civilization was currently at the highest level of development in the entire universe. Elle also revealed that Earth is not a free planet, but rather a prison for souls. A place where beings are brainwashed and reincarnated in an endless cycle of rebirth, and where humanity is being manipulated by other extraterrestrial forces. Aerial species had been observing Earth for thousands of years, and the Roswell crash was merely a minor accident in a much larger ongoing campaign. After the document was published, it immediately sparked intense controversy. Scientists labeled it as a work of science fiction. Many believe that Spencer had been deceived. However, there were also many who felt that the documents were too detailed, too consistent, and too strange to be mere products of pure imagination. Although McElroy's story has never been verified, it adds yet another layer of mystery to the already thick fog of enigma surrounding Roswell. Was it all just an elaborate hoax, or the final confession of a woman who had carried a terrifying secret for more than half a century? It wasn't until 1994, nearly half a century after the incident, that the US Air Force officially released a declassified report. The report stated that the object that crashed in Roswell was part of Project Mogul, a top-secret program that used high-altitude balloons equipped with acoustic sensors to detect Soviet nuclear tests. According to them, the highly classified nature of the project forced the military to provide a different explanation in order to divert public attention. However, UFO believers were not convinced. They argued that Project Mogul was merely a new cover story created to continue hiding a much bigger truth, the truth that we may have made contact with extraterrestrial beings as early as 1947. Nearly 80 years have passed, and the Roswell incident still remains without a definitive explanation. Every time the government releases new information, it only raises more questions. Is there truly another civilization out there? Have we ever encountered them without even realizing it? Or is it all just a product of imagination, driven by humanity's fears and hopes projected onto the vast sky above? Roswell may forever remain a mystery, but it is precisely that mystery, the ambiguity, the lack of certainty, that keeps it alive, fueling curiosity and speculation for generations to come. What do you think? Roswell, is it really an alien accident or just a cleverly crafted story? Please leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.